So it seems like every chaos walking video I do now, I originally filmed terribly, and then I have to make a more nicer and more thought out video than the first time. But basically, yes, I filmed this video multiple times, and hopefully this is the one that gets put up on the internet, so. Hi everyone, let's talk about the Chaos Walking movie. I know it's been a while, not really. It's been a few weeks since I put out my official thoughts on how the movie production is going. On Thursday night, Deadline put out an article saying that Knives Out is getting a sequel. And of course, I was really excited for Knives Out because I love Knives Out. I think Knives Out is a great film. So I thought the only thing with that article was the Knives Out. And all you have to see to know about that Knives Out is getting a sequel is just by reading the title. So I felt like I didn't really need to read the article. The Chaos Walking fandom then went nuts over this article. And I said, why? Turns out in the article, since Lionsgate put out Knives Out as a movie, the article also talked about Chaos Walking, and that the president of Lionsgate, I believe, announced that on Friday, the day after, is the earliest date that they would release the release date of Chaos Walking. It's so funny to me, release the release date of Chaos Walking. That's the much news the Chaos Walking fandom can get, like the release date. Like, I don't even think we've ever had an official release date for Chaos Walking, like ever. For the past 4 years. We've never had an official release date. Until now, I guess. So after that whole announcement on Thursday, I decided to put Patrick Ness on notifications, Lionsgate on notifications, and Chaos Walking's Twitter account on notifications because I felt like if something was gonna happen, I wanted to be the first to know because, like, I've been wanting this movie to come out for so long because, you know, like, I love Chaos Walking. I think it's one of a really great book series that deserves a lot of praise. Sadly, the only ways that a book can be praised by a widespread audience is having a movie adaptation. So on Friday night, I was working because, you know, I need money. I went on my break and I saw that Patrick Ness posted a picture, but I didn't really think it was much because it didn't really seem like much. I'm in a Chaos Walking group chat and they're like, guys, did you see what Patrick posted? And I'm like, oh, it's something important. Julia, why are you stupid? What did Patrick Ness post to everyone? He posted the release date. We have an official release date for this movie after like how many years? If anyone doesn't know, the official release date for Chaos Walking the movie, starring Daisy Ridley, Tom Holland, Mads Mikkelsen, and Nick Jonas, is coming out January 22nd, 2021. There's a lot of things to dissect with this date. It's so funny to me that there's so many things to say about one specific date. Here, okay, my first thoughts when I saw this date was, I'm going to cry. I think I actually did cry. There's multiple things that went into me crying over this. Number one, we finally got something. This is the first official thing ever besides that one official photo back in like 2017 or 2016. You have to think about so much about when a movie's being released. You have to think about the movies that come out during that time frame. You have to think about what is going on in that time frame in that moment in time. Does that movie fit in that month? Is it working with the cast and the crew? And there's so much going with it. I'm just blatantly putting this out there. January is not a good month to put out your film. January is known in the movie business as the month to dump all the most movie companies dump the movies that they don't think are gonna make any money and are terrible in January. They usually do this just to dump it in by the beginning of the year and that by the end of the year, no one remembers this movie. But sometimes people do because they remember how terrible it was. You know that movie, The Grudge remake? You don't even remember. It came out in January. So my first thought of seeing January as the month that Chaos Walking comes out is terrible to me. Think about it. If you have a big budget movie coming out in January, that's probably going to gross more than the other terrible movies that probably don't have as a big fan base as your Tom Holland and Daisy Ridley movie. But also the problem is that no one really goes to the movies in January. Most of the time, people go to the movies during the holiday season and then New Year's and then that's it. And then they go back to the theater for to see all the movies that are nominated by Oscars. The January month is just cold, grimy. Anyway, Patrick Ness had some things to say, so we're gonna talk about those things that he said. Big announcement, the movie of Chaos Walking. It's so sad to me that he doesn't say the movie of The Knife and Never Letting Go. It's the movie of Chaos Walking. They're doing the whole trilogy in one movie. That's gonna be big fun. Books that are like over 500 pages stuffed into one 2-hour movie. Woohoo. Number one, this process is exactly how the director makes all of his films. We've just been sent to match the schedules of the two biggest and busiest movie stars in the world. Okay, so my first comment about this is, I know Doug Liman, this is how he does his movies. It's a known factor that this is how he makes his movies. Do I agree with the way he makes movies? No. Is that the way that he's done it and he's been successful? Sure, like that's fine. I understand that most of his movies are a long process, but have billions and millions of dollars from a movie company and 2 actors who are probably on the top market right now. I want to make the production well thought out and stuff like that. And if he isn't doing that, that's fine. But, you know, I don't like that way that he directs. Especially with a movie that's based off a 3-book series with a large fan base. Well, not really a large fan base, like, that small of a fan base. And behind a big budget company. I don't know. And then here comes the things trying to match the schedules of the 2 biggest movie stars in the world. Now, that's how also the January release date has also been, like, kind of like, okay, I understand why they did it. I don't want to blame Daisy Ridley or Tom Holland. I don't think it's any of their faults because they probably thought this process would end back in like 2019, but it didn't. Tom has so many movies coming out this year. Like, he's not gonna be able to do it all. I don't know about Daisy's schedule. I just know that Tom has a lot of movies filming this year, and I do think that his schedule is a factor of this release date, but I wouldn't entirely be like, Tom Holland is the reason why Chaos Walking has been pushed back. No, the reason why Chaos Walking has been pushed back is because of so many reshoots, and now they're getting into like how the actors are even more and more busy than they were before. They missed so much of advertising for this movie that they missed out on. They missed like 3 years of advertising. I think I've done more advertising for this movie than Lionsgate ever will. So I think they should pay me for advertising for this film. Lionsgate, where's my check? Where's my check for promoting Chaos Walking? Where's that? Like Tom was like, I finished filming Chaos Walking, now I can do all these projects. Nope, Chaos Walking's still haunting him. Doug Liman's hand comes up and he like drags Tom into the grave. And then number 3, all of Doug Liman's films have turned out pretty damn good. Number 3, so has this. The countdown begins. The countdown began back in 2016. I think I still have the countdown for the original release date of this movie. Do I? No, the release date for this year. I have the original release date of this year. Yeah, look at that. I still have the countdown for when I thought the movie was coming out this year. Now I gotta change it. Great. And it's still the same photo as it was years ago. The 22nd is a Friday. Yeah, Julia, you worked at a movie theater for a year. I think you should know that movies release on a Friday. But anyway, this movie, again, there's so much to dissect and determine about a movie's release date. Am I happy about this release date? No. Is it probably the best release date they had to like choose? Probably. If I was in this situation, personally, I think an August release would have been better. I've heard a lot of people like late fall. I think fall, like a lot of movies don't really release in the fall because I feel like the after of the summer, like late September is really good. And I think especially for Chaos Walking, I think that's a really fall action time, and I think that'd be really great. But other than that, again, I don't know the factors of Tom's schedule or Daisy's schedule or the other actors' schedules. Like, I'm sure Nick Jonas is on a tour somewhere with the Jonas Brothers recreating Camp Rock scenes, but, you know, that's personally how I would take it. Patrick Ness was not the only person to make an announcement about the Chaos Walking release date. Lionsgate's Twitter account, which has been very, very silent about the film for the past 4 years, finally said something about it. You asked, we answered. Chaos Walking in theaters January 22nd, 2021. I think they just made a joke with the ask and the answer title because the only thing they know about the sequels are their titles. But the thing that pisses me off about this tweet is that they decided to use actual tweets and screenshot fans asking for Chaos Walking. So I just feel like it's really awkward that they put other people's tweets in their tweet. Like, this could have been a fine tweet. You asked, we answered. Chaos Walking. And if you wanted to do a picture, you can do that picture that you've been giving us for the past 4 years of Daisy Ridley standing there in blonde hair, all chewed up, and then Tom Holland standing next to her with his arms saying, I'm Todd Hewitt, standing off into the distance with the camera to the side. Like, you could have used that picture, but no, you had to bring the fan base in and basically show people have been asking for this movie. We're gonna use what they've been saying in our tweet. That is literally like if Riverdale came to me and said, you know, your tweet about KJ Apa, we're gonna use that in our next announcement. That'd be weird. That'd be so weird. Like, that is fine to have have a Twitter account, like, interact with their fans, but doing this is just so weird to me. For like an official announcement for your movie's release date and you screenshot them, like, again, I just think it's really weird just to have some random tweets in your announcement for one of your biggest films. What other movies are coming out in 2021? I just want to know. 2021's gonna be the worst year to put out Chaos Walking. Batman, Thor, Avatar 2, Suicide Squad, Matrix, Doctor Strange, Mortal Kombat, Black Adam, Wicked, that's not going to come out. I think 2020 should have been the year that you released this. Because it's the year after Star Wars ended. It's the year after Game of Thrones ended. You have, I think the only like really big movie that I can even think of coming out this year is Ghostbusters. And that's in the summer. So my final thoughts about this film is that I will support this film unless something bad happens where the movie like says stuff that was against the book, but whatever. I think it was the only thing they could have done. Is released in January. Is it a good decision? No. Do I agree with it? No. But you know what? We finally have a release date. We should be excited about that. And I don't think we should be blaming anyone for it. So, you know. So thank you all for listening to this video. I hope you like, comment, subscribe, comment down below. Are you excited for this film? Do you think the release date was okay? Like, what are your thoughts on this? Thank you all for watching this video. Adios, amigos. Bye, 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 bye. Sorry I used Spanish in a terrible way. I'm terrible with Spanish and I don't even know why I said that.